Hello, everyone, and happy Pride Month! Today in Foreverland, we are so excited to try and meld together some of our favorite things like Disney and the queer community. Disney is pretty subtle on its support for Pride, but no doubt, every year they tend to celebrate with sweets and desserts. Since all of us here at Foreverland have sweet teeth, a sweet tooth, we are going to celebrate our Disney Pride by sharing 5 different Pride-themed treats that you can get while inside of the theme parks. Or, I guess, around them, too. So while all of us here really do love sweet treats, I will say I would not recommend eating maybe more than 1 or 2 of these treats in a day. Disney did not hold back on the sugar for these Pride treats. So maybe pace your Pride treats, love, but also do you. And if you love very sugary, very, very sweet things, you know what? Knock them all out. You'll do great. You'll be fine. But if you're like me, I could barely handle 1 before I started to feel sick. So let's get started. Let's start in Animal Kingdom, where I found this Mickey-shaped Rice Krispie, which was almost my favorite of all the treats. It was kind of a tie, but this was one of those that were up there. It's just classic. There was a delicious, Mickey-shaped Rice Krispie treat, which you can't really go wrong there. But then it had this thick, yummy, gooey, marshmallowy top right on top of the Krispie that wasn't like too sweet, and then it was dusted with that pretty rainbow sugar. I don't know, it was just really good. Mind you, I only ate about half of it, but it was, it was a great treat and I loved it. So this treat was not marketed as a Pride item. Its official name was Decorated Mickey Treat. So as a little side note, the downfall of almost all of these treats was that Disney is just profiting off of this Pride and rainbow marketing. Disney doesn't ever fully commit itself to supporting Pride with actually saying, no, this is a Pride Rice Krispie treat. So almost all of these treats are just called rainbow treats, which, as we know, many companies just slap a rainbow flag on for June and get support from the LGBTQA community, but they really maybe don't support Pride. So I would like to hope that Disney supports Pride fully, but until I start seeing their treats, their merchandise actually being called Pride, we are allies at Disney. We have LGBTQA cast members that work for us. So until they really say it's Pride merchandise and not just rainbow merchandise, I will always have a little or a lot of criticism for them on it. Anyway, let's hop over to Epcot, where you can find at least 2 different Pride-themed treats, which both of which I tried were just mediocre. The first you can find is in Sunshine Seasons, which is the quick service in the Land Pavilion, where the Mickey Rainbow Dome Cake is. Apparently, this was a tres leches mousse and coconut dome cake with a really pretty red mirror glaze. This was just okay. It was pretty tasty. I'm not really sure I would call the mousse tres leches. I didn't really get that. I just kind of tasted a sort of sweet, almost chocolatey coconut cake, very faint tres leches. So the dome cake was really good. It was really light, yummy, and moist. So that was a win out of the whole treat, I suppose. A huge downfall was right on the bottom of the dome. There's like a blue collar around the dome mirror glaze, and it was like a sticky goo that like stuck to my teeth and the roof of my mouth and like coated my mouth with this weird film. So that was super off-putting. Once again, it isn't a Pride Mickey dome cake. It was a rainbow dome cake. So that is super disappointing in my book. Second was the rainbow cake at Kringla Bakery in Norway, the Norway Pavilion. This was an almond frangipane cake with chocolate ganache layers. Honestly, this was like teetering gross. The sponge cake was so flavorless. It was like eating a kitchen sponge. And the cake was weird. I know that most of Disney's Frangipane cakes are really strange, but the chocolate ganache was all I tasted. It was like chocolate ganache with layers of just flavorless sponge. So honestly, it should have just been a slice of chocolate ganache because that's all it tasted of. And then that really weird texture. I did not like this at all, which was really weird because I usually love everything from Kringla, but this was like the biggest miss out of everything for all of the Pride treats. Once again, it was a rainbow cake, not a Pride cake. Okay, so if you aren't planning on going into the parks, let's talk about some treats you can get in Disney Springs. One thing I really liked about Disney Springs, that at least as a whole, they had a lot of share your pride photo ops, hashtags. You could just see it pretty much everywhere. There were whole walls taken up with pride photo ops, which I really loved. Also, any store that had their, marketed rainbow stuff had a little share your pride Mickey sticker on the door, so you could know if you went in that store, there was probably pride merch that you could purchase, which I thought was pretty cool, even though it was mainly marketing. So let's get into the food. First, we stopped at Everglazed, which is the super cool donut shop in Disney Springs, which I would argue could possibly be the best treat. I don't know. It's between that and the Krispie. I still think the Krispie wins, but this was really good, but definitely the sweetest of all the treats. It was a rainbow donut. Once again, rainbow donut. So the donut was a yeast donut, which the dough was really, really tasty. Really good donut. But like half of it was raw, so it was definitely not cooked long enough. Luckily, I really like raw dough, so I liked that. But others might find that as a huge problem, which it kind of is a huge problem. But it was just a vanilla donut with a ton of sugary sprinkles, a horribly sweet buttercream frosting. This one I actually felt almost physically ill after eating because we ate it right away in the morning and it was super, super, super sweet. I could only maybe have like 3 bites of it before I was done with the donut. So just know that. Lastly, and unfortunately another miss, was the Paradise Pride pastry treat from Amaret's Patisserie. So this is like the Disney fancy schmancy bougie bakery right next to a World of Disney, and this was just strange to me. I reading the description didn't sound great, but I was like, some of the best things I've had at Disney are their kind of off the wall desserts, so I was a little excited for it. But this was actually a pretty poorly decorated treat, and it was kind of sad because it was the only thing that I ate that was actually marketed as a Pride treat with actually Pride in the title, and it was very much so not very Pride. So it was a salted caramel mousse with coconut mousse, passion fruit center, and whipped passion fruit ganache. So it was this like weird block thing, and it had kind of rainbow crispy pearls with a rainbow heart, but it was super small. My rainbow heart was like really, it did not look great, which you'll see in the picture. It just didn't scream Pride to me. There was an edible flower on it, and the flavor combo was not good for me. When I first bit into it, I had actually forgot what the flavors were, and I was like, this just tastes like pumpkin spice with some weird fruity aftertaste. So I didn't really like it at all. I didn't get salted caramel in the slightest. Whatever spice they used came through. Like I said, it tasted like a pumpkin spice, so maybe they used like pie spice. I'm not really sure. And then there was a really strange fruit. Didn't taste anything like passion fruit. It just tasted like ambiguous fruit to me. Personally, passion fruit is great. I think you can use way better flavors than salted caramel. Dark chocolate would have been way better with this. So I get that they were going for a paradise theme. Coconut did not come through at all. Just wasn't great. Didn't like it. I had an allergic reaction to something in it, whether it be the passion fruit or their setting agent for their mousse. Just all around was disappointing and not a very enjoyable experience for me. While I was in Amaret's, I did see the Loki treat, which looked awesome. I saw the Corella cake, and I wish I would have got either of the two, but since we're doing a Pride video, I got the Pride treat, and it was not great. So yeah, that's our 5 treats. If you're looking for Pride treats, I'm sure they're going to release many more as the month goes on, so keep looking. If you're in the business of waiting, I really, really, really wanted to try the rainbow crunch cake from Gideon's, which has a marshmallow buttercream and a crunchy rainbow crumb like center thing. It was so fun. The cake is so colorful. It looks delightful. So I'm a little sad that I didn't get that one. But I have a feeling that there are going to be so many more amazing treats at Disney resorts. They always put out great treats. I feel like the Grand Floridian, especially Contempo Cafe, those two usually have like my favorite treats anywhere on property. They're usually the most well balanced and well thought. So keep an eye out there. But I hope this video was a little bit of an eye opener, showing just how much more we need to push large corporations to stop using rainbow as a way to make money and to actually be an ally and support the LGBTQA community in proper ways. The gays love Disney and the gays have been going to Disney forever and been using Disney as I'm not going to speak for all gays, but it's been a place for us, and I've felt that Disney has kind of been a disappointment. So, while that being said, I hope our voices and our actions can continue to push for change, and maybe one day Disney will fully be queer and, I don't know, maybe light the castle up in rainbow with big old pride letters on it. But until then, let's just keep, being outspoken. So this video was a little bit of a bummer. Nothing like saying I didn't scream for joy with anything, but that is okay because at least at least I got to have some treats and walk around the parks and enjoy my day that way. But anyway, I am wishing you all the happiest Pride. I'm hoping that you are safe. I hope you all know that you are loved. If you are waiting to come out and join the community, do it on your time. We will be ready for you and here with open arms when you are ready to do so. If you're out and proud, I hope you are having a wonderful day, a wonderful month. We love each and every single one of you. So remember to stay magical, stay beautiful and colorful, and happy Pride, everyone.